I'm Matt from Freeform Fabrication to talk to you today about the Hitachi XRF Analyser, how to use it safely and how to use it correctly. The first thing is the proximity sensor. I can't just fire directly at anyone or towards anyone. It stops you doing that and it comes up with this error on the screen. The proximity sensor is just here, and you can see when that's covered, it lights up. And that means you can analyze. What you don't want to do, it's very dangerous to do long term, is analyze in your hand. You might have seen a lot of people do it. You really shouldn't. The long term effects of it are not good. The reason people do that is to cover up the proximity sensor, but it's not the safest way to analyze. There's a few key points to use it safely so that you don't x-ray yourself or the people around you. You can see on the side of the analyzer here some lines. That is where the x-rays are going to come out of when you're using it as a handheld. What I want to do is put the analyzer flat on the table here on this sheet. So to make sure that the lines are going to be on a solid part of the metal, but also that the proximity sensor is covered as well. And as long as I use it like this, so I'm going to stand back from it, I'm not going to be like this, because the x-rays can come to the side a little bit. They're going to come mainly straight out. So as long as no one's standing in front of you, it's very safe to use. But it is still best to keep it at sort of arm length like that. Then, as long as the proximity sensor is covered, as you can see by the orange lights, I can then press the trigger. And that's where I still get an accurate result. So this is why Hitachi have this desktop stand. So you can put the stand out like that and put the analyzer on it like that and have the window facing up. So then, if you have something to analyze, you can use it safely using the lid that is lead lined so no x-rays can escape from this. And then you can press the trigger here. You can see it's analyzing because it's flashing red. You then get that noise when it finishes. And that's how we get a result, and we've done it safely and accurately. You can actually see much better using the stand where to measure from. Inside the analyzer you can see sort of a little brass coloured ring, and inside of that is a little glass window. That is where the x-rays will come out of. That's where I know I need to cover effectively with what I'm analysing. As long as the proximity sensor is covered, we'll get a good result. The next thing to be really careful of with an analyzer is how to use it so that you don't damage it in any way. So if you look at the front of the analyzer here, you can see this window. That will need replacing every so often. You get some replacement windows with your analyzer, and a really easy way of replacing them is unclip from there, and it almost looks a little bit like a small SIM card. So you take one out and it's shaped in there to put another one back in. And it's just a case of cutting one off your replacement windows. Where I mentioned before about the brass ring, it's really important that you don't damage that in any way, because what you've got inside here is an x-ray tube that's actually in a vacuum. So if you break that glass window for any reason, maybe an earring post going through it or something like that, the analyzer is not going to work. So that's where it would need to probably be sent off for repair, to put a new analyzer in, and it's very expensive to do that. So you have to really be careful not to damage that window inside. So don't shove it into a drawer of jewellery. You never know what's going to happen. So that's why it's really good to use the stand, so you can use it safely and correctly.